welcome back to the channel. So this morning I popped into town, did the charity shops. Didn't do them all just because I'm quite tired today, so I just did, there's like a little run that I can do from where I park, and everything's within walking distance of each other. So I started off at Samaritans because that's closing down in a week's time, so I went in there, did Samaritans, St Vincent's, Age UK, over to Wakefield Hospice, did that one in the Ridings, then up to RSPCA, Mencap, Sense at the top. Didn't go in British Heart Foundation because their jewellery is super expensive, so I never really bother in there. But I got quite a lot of stuff. I dropped on a few bits and bobs. So I got a few things for myself and a few things for resale, and I shall show you those now. So this was from Mencap, right at the top of town, and it's beautiful. It's a glazed, God, that's really heavy, a glazed garden pot. And I'm not sure if you can see the colour, but it's like a really nice cobalt blue. It's beautiful. Love the shape. It's a shame there weren't two of them because they'd have been really nice either side of the door with the plant inside. But I shall make use of that in the garden. I've also got my yellow top on today that I got when I was thrifting the other weekend. I stand up. There we go. And one of the ladies in the charity shop complimented me on it as well, which was nice. So for personal, I also got these. Big fan of these. I've always used them. My grandma always had one in her pocket or up her sleeve. So these are handkerchiefs. So just cotton embroidered. These have got like floral patterns on them. And they're much more kinder to the environment because obviously you can use them, wash them, use them again. I have some kind of in coat pockets, some bags and bits and bobs. But yeah, I thought these were really pretty. And these were in a 50p box. They were 50p each. So not bad for 5 handkerchiefs. 100% cotton, which is brilliant. So I'll take those out of the packet and give them a wash. Sometimes you have to be careful with these because inside they've been folded up really nice to show the embroidery. And then inside, sometimes they've sellotaped them to keep them in place. And if they're quite old, the sellotape leaves like a yellowy brown mark. And it doesn't always come out either, so fingers crossed when I get these out of the packet they might have just been rolled up with no sellotape and they'll be perfect. So I thought these were really nice quality kitchen towels. So these are Something Collection, 100% cotton. So they've got a lovely stripe on them, greens and blues. In our kitchen we've got these kind of really nice blue oceany looking tiles, so they'll go really nice. I've never been used, they're brand new, and they were only £2.50 for 4, which is really cheap. Pay a lot more than that in the shops. So that was it for personal things. Didn't spend very much today on myself. I'm trying to be really good and only buy things if I really need them. So I only spent £6, which is really good. And then the items for resale, that came to £26.25. So I'll show you those. So first of all, anybody who's probably around my age, I'm 42, I remember these coming out and they were kind of everywhere and people got them for Christmas and whatnot, but it's a little Kung Fu hamster. I'm hoping he works. This one's like a little jailbird. He's got his jail hat on and his little ball and chain. The lady said that they had tested him and he was working, but they'd switched him off because he was a bit annoying, bless him. But he's got his original tag on the side. So yeah, 2002, which makes him vintage, over 20 years old. And he was £1.50. He's still got the bit of cardboard, so he must have come in like a cardboard box. And they've just taken him out. His little clothes need a bit of a wash. Looks like the hat doesn't come off, but this little piece might come off, so I'd better take that off and give it a clean. But yeah, I thought he was super cute. Bit of nostalgia. Someone will love him. These are really pretty. There was a bit of a sale on in Age UK, and everything was either £1 or £2, I think it was. and this one was £1. And the colours on this are absolutely stunning. It made me think of the forest. So if you can see there, it's a really, really lightweight scarf, and it's got this beautiful kind of leaf and flower pattern in greens, a little bit of pink in there, some kind of fern leaves. But it's beautiful, and it's got a bit of dark green trim around the edge. And that was £1. There's no tags or anything on it, so I don't know what make or anything it is, but yeah, I thought that was beautiful. I sometimes wear them myself in the summer, particularly if I can pop them over my shoulders just to keep the sun off. This one was £1 as well, and the colours are gorgeous. Again, I'm very attracted to the colours of things. So this is a beautiful purple, and then we've got some pink, mustard yellow there, like the yellow that I've got in my top. So it's a lovely thin cotton floral scarf, and the reason I picked this up was because, if I can find it, yes, it was this one. So it's got the little rabbit there and a little tag, which I believe is Jewels. So yeah, that should sell really well. I'll pop that on the eBay store, I think. Can't go wrong for £1. And then this one, I'm thinking of using this one for an event. I was invited by the ladies at Hocus. They have a shop where they do all holistic therapies. They do tarot card readings, all things witchy, magical and mystical, and they're fantastic ladies, and the shop is beautiful. They've got some of my jewellery in there actually, and they're thinking of doing like a witchy fair, and they've invited me to have a stall with my jewellery. So I was thinking of things that I could use to dress the stall up. So I'll probably get myself one of those big folding tables with a handle. And then I was thinking maybe I've got some nice green fabric that I could use, but then I picked this up because it had stars on it, and I liked the colours as well, because it's probably going to be, well, I haven't got a date yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be kind of maybe late August, September time. So as we're kind of coming out of summer and going into autumn. So I picked this up. So it's quite a wide scarf, and I thought it could be like a runner, so across the table, and then I could put my things on the top. But yeah, I thought that was really, really nice, and it'd go with the theme as well. And it's quite autumnal colours. It's a lovely burnt orange with a bit of brown on there, and then little silver stars, and that was only £2. So it's a really cheap way to dress up and decorate a table. So I'm going to put that to one side, and then hopefully I can use that. And then I could, you know, I could sell it if I wanted to afterwards, as long as I don't make sure it doesn't get damaged or anything. So now I'm going to move on to the jewellery, and got a little bit of everything today. It was one of those days where I was like, oh, you know, I usually go out and think I won't find anything, and then lo and behold, there's lots of bits and bobs. So let me think, what was the first thing that I picked up today? Oh, it was these bracelets. So these were from the Samaritans, a little shop that's closing, and they had baskets where everything's 50p, and then they've got a half price sale on, so these were 25p, which is amazing. So this one, I'll hold it up so you can see. Those rings are made from shell, so mother of pearl. They've been polished up, and they're really nice and smooth, and got that lovely white mother of pearl sheen. And they've got little silver chains in between each setting, and it's finished with these bigger ones. And it's got a tiny little pearl on the end as well, with a toggle fastening. And because it's got these rings, you can change the size of it. So if your wrist is a little bit smaller, you can wear it on the, you know, the other ring, and then you could have it anywhere on there, make it fit, which is really nice. So for 25p. Mother of pearl always sells really well for me, and abalone shell as well, the blue, because it looks, I had a lady actually that bought a bracelet the other day, and she said that she bought it because the blue made her think of the ocean, which I thought was really nice. So that was 25, and then I bought this one as well. Nothing special, just a simple, it's got 3 cords on it, and then a magnetic clasp. Ooh, quite strong actually. but it does have a little tag on there, so I think it is some kind of brand. But if you can see, if I hold that up, you can see how dark that is. So it's really, really tarnished. So I need to give that a really good polish, but that could indicate that it's silver, or silver plate, not sure. I've bought some testing acid that should turn up either today or tomorrow, hopefully today, so I can do some testing of some of the items that I've bought recently. I'll show that in a video, but it's really simple. It doesn't damage the item. What you do is you have a black block, you scratch your item onto the block, and then you drop the acid on, and if it turns red, then that means that it's silver. So I should be able to test these. And the scratching doesn't damage it either. It's like a really, really fine grained stone. So yeah, but I thought I've got a few charms that I could maybe pop on here and make that a nice attractive bracelet for somebody. Then I went up to St. Vincent's and had a look in there. It was super busy again today. So that one has got some beautiful kind of amber tone beads and some swirly glass beads there. That was 50p. And then this one, I believe it's, I'm not sure if it's rhodonite, but it's a gemstone. It's, I can't get that to focus, but I'll do a pan round afterwards. I'll put everything on a tray. I'll do a close-up so that you can see, but it's beautiful swirls of pinks and creams, and it's got like a black vein inside it. But it's lovely, and it's on some lovely hemp cord. So lots of kind of natural colours, oatmeals and creams, and it's been finished with a nice lobster claw clasp. Nice length of chain as well, so again you can shorten it if you need to, and then a little faceted rose quartz on the end, which I thought was super sweet. I started looking in the specials bit, so under the till, the glass cabinet, they had all their jewellery, and the lady was like, oh, we've got bags and bags of jewellery if you want to have a look. I was like, woohoo, yes please. So she pulled out 2 carrier bags of jewellery that they'd had a look at and they were going to put out, but they'd just not had a chance. So I got to have a little rummage in there, which was nice, and everything was £1, so that was good. I love the colour of this, the green is lovely. So if I hold that up, so it's a 3-tiered necklace. It's got these lovely pale green beads, and then these slices of shell that has been dyed, and some little tiny glass seed beads in there as well. But look at those colours. I thought they were stunning. There is one little broken one, so all I'll do is I'll probably just get my clippers to that and take that one out. You shouldn't really be able to notice this once that's on, but I had a real pop of colour to somebody's outfit. So that was the first one that I picked up. I picked this one up because it was real pearls, so freshwater pearls, and they're kind of like I believe it was called periwinkle, the colour. It's like, do you know, it always reminds me of when you see petrol that's spilled on the road and you can see the colours and they're all like purples and greens and blues. That's what it makes me think of. But the pearls there are really nice. Try and turn it so that you can see the colours shining. But super simple, just a nice length of lovely beautiful pearls, and then someone's finished it with a long piece of chain and a lobster claw clasp. So yeah, nice and simple. You could probably wear that like a choker actually, because the chain's quite short. But yeah, they're beautiful. So not bad for £1. Then I picked up this one just for fun because I liked that it was a little bit different. So it's tiny little dice cubes that have been turned into beads, or originally made to look like cubes. So they're in pink, nice bright pink and black, and I thought that was really cute. And again, just on a silver tone chain with a lobster claw clasp, probably handmade actually. But yeah, that was really nice. It's a shame there weren't any earrings to go with it, because that would have made a nice set. And then the last one that I picked up in there was this one. And these, I love the, again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the shine, but they've got those kind of like moon glow beads on there in a lovely pale blue. And then at the bottom, they've got these glass beads with a flower inside. So there are 3 of those at the bottom. There we go. That tag out of the way. I thought that was really pretty. So yeah, I didn't do too bad in there. Where did I go after Age UK? I went up to the RSPCA. I didn't get anything in there today. They did have a few bits and bobs, but nothing that really caught my eye. But it was lovely in there because the aircon was on again. So yeah, I had a good mooch around there to see if I could find anything. Then I went up to Mencap. I got a few pieces in there. I picked up this bangle, which would actually go with my outfit today, with the orange. So it's just a vintage brass bangle with this inlaid panels that have been dyed orange. Nice and chunky, great for stacking up with other bangles. So I've got one of my root beer bangles on today. Ooh, I got these earrings. Now, these look like really good quality, and I'm not sure if they do have any markings on them or any, you know, tags or anything. Yeah, so I picked these up because they were really good quality, and I think there is a little tag or something on there that I can maybe have a look at. It's quite hard to see, but I'll hold them up so that you can see the shape. So these are clip-on earrings in a nice light gold tone, and they've got a row of clear rhinestones at the bottom, then a little blue, like a sapphire blue stone in the centre. And I just thought they were really, really nice. Good quality, really springy backs on them. So they go that way around on the ear. And they were £1. Then I went up to Sense, which is kind of pretty much next door, and had a look in there. They had a few necklaces. They usually have everything in the specials cabinet, but today they'd hung some things up on the wall, which is much better because it's easier to kind of have a look, to handle everything. And I picked this one up, which is on like a brass tone chain. Somebody has restrung this. I think I'm gonna take it apart and do it again, just because it's a bit of a mixed match. It's got little silver findings on with the brass, and then the lobster claw clasp is a gold colour, so it's a bit of a mixed mash of metals. But the glass beads are lovely. They're like an amber colour. You can see the light shining through them there. Some have got like swirly patterns in, and then the final one on the bottom has got that kind of wedding cake pattern, so a floral design that stands out. I'll do a close-up of that. But yeah, it's quite a variety of shapes and sizes, so I will restring that one and make sure that everything matches up and just makes it look a bit more professional. These last pieces I got from Wakefield Hospice, which I didn't go into last time. I always forget because it's on the stretch that I go up. You kind of have to veer off to the left and go into the ride-ins, and it's just inside the doorway, whereas I tend to just go straight up the precinct and I forget. But I thought, no, I'm going to make an effort today and go in there and have a look, and I'm glad I did. The only thing with the way that they display their jewellery is they have it on one of those like round stands with different tiers on, and each one turns. So they hang everything around it and then you can turn it around. However, they use the little, they use these type of string and paper tags. And yes, they stay on the jewellery, which is great. However, they tangle everything up. So I found a necklace that I really, really liked, and it took me, no word of a lie, a good 5-10 minutes to untangle it. And I nearly, because it was so hot and it was so tangled, I was nearly like, leave it, just leave it. But I wanted it. It was really pretty. So I kind of had to take this whole bundle off of about 6 necklaces and carefully unpick all the tangles and all the knots. But I got there in the end. A few people were giving me funny looks because I was sat on the floor untangling the necklaces. But it was this one. So it's got glass beads that have got lovely swirls of colours inside. These ones are like toffee. And then these ones are purple, with these little round purple ones as well. I know sometimes they do call these type of beads end of day beads because it's the glass that's left over at the end of the day that they mix up and turn into beads. So it's a lovely long flapper style necklace with all little metal connections. There we go. But yeah, I thought that was really, really pretty, but it was just so tangled up. But that one was £2.25, and I sell quite a lot of those. They're quite popular. I've got no idea what it's made out of. At first I thought it was wood, but it feels, I don't know, it feels heavier. But it doesn't feel, I'm not sure if it's clay maybe. Anyway, I can get it to untangle. So this one was £1.25 as well. So there we go. So it's black and white. I love this, the pattern on this disc. I think it's beautiful. And it's got these kind of beads hanging down at the bottom. And the reason I thought it was clay is because these look like they've been pinched with somebody's finger. They look like they've got fingerprints on the bottom. So yeah, in fact, I think they have. I think this is maybe clay that's been pinched and dried. But yeah, so these are likely handmade, and it's really striking. Quite big as well. And then it's just got it's got these 2 tubular beads as well, and then just finished with these nice round ones, which actually, now I look at it a little bit closer, each bead is a different size and shape. So I think someone has handmade this. And it's been put on some clear beading string, which I think is either stretched or it's not been fastened tight enough. So I'm going to restring that before I resell it, because there's nothing worse than when you buy vintage jewellery, wear it for the first time, and then it just falls apart because, you know, over time these things wear, they stretch, they get thin. So I'm going to make sure that that's restrung with a new clasp on, ready to go to a new home. Lovely. What else did I get? Oh, I was tempted to keep this one. It's lovely. I love anything enamelled. I love the swirly patterns and the colours of enamelled jewellery. I have a few pieces myself. Got a beautiful brooch that got in Wales. So this one is huge. So it's a nice pendant. It's a lovely red colour with this swirly design. And on the back it's got a little stamp on that says made in Sheffield, England. So that's probably Sheffield steel that it's on, and then someone's done this beautiful pattern on the top, and it's just been finished with a silver tone chain. No fastening on this one, it just goes over the head. But again, very, very striking, very beautiful, handmade. Then this was a little bit different, and I'm not sure if it's silver or not. It's got no stamp on it, but that doesn't mean anything. It could be silver plated, not sure, but I bought it because of the shell. So like I said before, abalone shell always sells really well for me. The colours are absolutely beautiful. This is a lot paler than what I usually see. So if I hold that up there, try and get the light to catch it, you can see the patterns and the swirls, the blues, the greens, a little bit of pinky purple in the centre. But it's a nice big oval. It's got a nice finish to the metal. There we go, open back. But yeah, like I said, no stamp, but that doesn't mean that it's not silver. I think I shall, when my acid kit turns up, I shall do a bit of testing on that one. But it's funny, I sold the bracelet, and then I found this, and then I bought a lot of vintage earrings, and a couple of pairs of those had the abalone shell in as well. So yeah, it must be a thing. So I'll need to find out what size that is as well. I need to size it. And then the last piece of jewellery that I got, I saw that it had a little tag on it, so I knew it was some kind of designer or somebody. But I always pick up any kind of semi-precious stones in jewellery, so things like amethyst, fluorite, quartz. I absolutely love crystals and gemstones. I have since I was little. In Wakefield, we used to have near the old ABC cinema. There used to queue down the side where the shops were, and there was a beautiful shop there that sold crystals and gemstones and ornaments and all different carved things. And I used to go in there with my pocket money and buy lots of crystals and bracelets and mood rings and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm always attracted to crystals. So I spotted the tiger's eye. This one was £2.25, and it starts off as a single strand and then it doubles up towards the bottom, and it's a really nice like an antique gold colour, like a nice kind of dull light gold, so not a bright gold. Let's see if I can hold some of these beads up for you to see. There we go. And they're lovely, they're faceted, there's different shapes and sizes, different colours in there, stripy ones. And I just thought that's really, really nice quality. And it's got a nice lobster claw clasp and a little extension chain, so you can make it a little bit tad longer if you need to. And then right on the bottom, there is the little tag there. So this is a Sigrid Olsen necklace. So I did a little Google Lens search, and there's a few of these that have been selling on eBay. Go for different prices. The kind of higher quality multi-strand necklaces, the ones with the gemstones in, they seem to go for between kind of anywhere from 15 right up into £30. So I think because this is quite long and a beautiful style, I'll probably list this maybe 20 mark, 18, 20. But yeah, I thought that was beautiful. So I really dropped on that. I didn't know who the designer was. I like to learn, so I do like to pick things up so that I can see who made them and find out a little bit of information. And then the last thing that I got was actually the first thing that I bought. And I spotted this in the Samaritan's charity shop, and I love it. I love the shape of it. I love what it's made of, the style. It's really beautiful. It has some little areas of damage, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of mending and fixing, but I just couldn't pass it up. So it is this vintage bag. So as you can see, it's got this lovely woven design, and then it's been finished with like Hessian type material. So it's like a nice shopping bag, tote bag style. But I just loved it. It's definitely vintage. And to be fair, it's not in bad condition. There's just a few little spots. So for example, on that corner there, some of the weavings come away. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can repair that, just so that it doesn't, because I think once these things unwrap, it would just keep unraveling. So I'll give that a little bit of a fix, and I'll match the colour up maybe to some thread so that you can't see that it's an obvious fix. But yeah, I thought that was really pretty. I haven't come across anything like that. And look at the shape as well. It's like a 50p piece. Really different. And that was originally £4, and then they had the 50% sale, so £2. So I thought that was a steal. And I was walking around the shop with it on my arm, tootling around. But yeah, that'd definitely be for resale. I think that'll either go, I think I'll probably stick that on the eBay store, because I tend to keep all the jewellery, vintage jewellery for the Etsy stuff, and then vintage so vintage things like this and scarves and ornaments and things, they tend to go onto the eBay store. content, please give us a thumbs up. Comment if there's anything that you know that you liked, that you if there's anything that you recognise that I don't know what it is, please let me know, because I do like to learn about different things. And subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you very much.